everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Pharaoh here, and this is Pharaoh's Music Box. And what we're gonna do today is gonna be different. Instead of doing a reaction, I actually wanted to give a top 10 list since it is finally July and officially a full 6 months has passed in a year. I wanted to rate my top 10 albums of the year so far and just go ahead and just talk about some of the music. Let's get started. Here we go. And first, I want to say welcome to all the new subscribers. Hey everyone, and thank you for subscribing and watching. So let's go ahead and get to the list. We're gonna start off with an honorable mention, who made it outside of the top 10. I want to say Lotto's 777 album was really good. Unfortunately, I didn't listen to it as much as these other albums on the list, but I do think that she is having like a breakout year and she has put out some actually good material. So I'm here for her, so she's definitely like an honorable mention. Number 10 is Kehlani's Blue Water Road. I enjoyed her vocals on that album. It was more of a slower album than the previous one. And I will say that I didn't connect with some of the music as much. They said that they did have a lot of music regarding, I guess, like spirituality and how they were in touch with that on this album, which that definitely came through on a few of the songs. So that was cool. My favorite songs on this album would probably be like Up at Night and Altar. Altar was probably like, that's a top tier song that they made. So I'm happy that they made that song. So yeah, that's number 10. Number 9 is Charlie XCX with Crash. I enjoyed how upbeat and how like very pop this album was and like how loud and in your face. But at the same time, I felt like some of the material was very generic and very, I guess, like too broad to connect with. And it's like, okay, well, this is just a nice pop track. So I will say some of those tracks are bops, like the Beg For You song with Rena, the title track Crash, and then there was another song called New Shapes, I want to say, with Christine. But those were my standout tracks, and they were more so towards the beginning of the album. But when you kind of got to the later half, it just, I guess, started to blend together for me. So that's why they're at number 9. Number 8 is Blast with his second album, Before I Go. I had no idea who this artist was. I was on Twitter and they were talking about him and I said, okay, well, who is this person? I love discovering new music. So he is, I guess, a singer, hip hop artist, and he is really good. Like, I did not expect to hear like all of the, I guess, melodies that he put together, and I really enjoyed that. Some standout tracks on there. There was one he had with Rick Ross, the track About You. Yeah, they're like, he really, I guess, like, engulfed me. Like, it was more of an album that you listen to all the way through. So I really enjoyed this one. So yeah, that's why Blast is number 8 for me. Number 7, I'm gonna have to go with Kyle. It's Not So Bad. Kyle is a hip hop artist and he decided to switch it up this time. He released a all pop album and it was like a more like pop / R&B record, but it was really different and he was singing on every track, and I actually like was really enjoying the vibe. Like, you can definitely tell it was more of a lovey-dovey like album, since it did come out, I don't say it did come out in February. So yeah, but it was more of I love you, or I guess like a relationship type album, but I really enjoyed the sound of it and how he experimented with the pop music side finally. A couple of standout tracks from that album, I would say Do Not Answer, Perfect, and what is it, Unforgettable. no, excuse me, it's called Unreplaceable with Craig David that he did. And those are really great tracks. On to number 6 is Camila with the Familia album. I am a huge fan of of Camila Cabello, and I enjoyed her first 2 records. And then so I was like, well, how would this be any different? But her approach with Familia, was much different. And I feel like it was her most cohesive album to date. Her vocals were really great. She had more Spanish songs on this album than her previous works before, which I enjoyed those songs as well. So I would say some standout tracks, probably Psycho Freak with Willow Smith. Songs like Quiet, that was a really good like authentic pop record. Bam Bam with Ed Sheeran was a smash for me. And also No Doubt. I really enjoyed those songs. So really check out her album. I think it was really great and a great step in the right direction as progression as an artist for her. So yeah, definitely enjoyed that. That's why she was number 6. Well, coming to the halfway point, number 5 is Years and Years Night Call album. He released this back in January, and this album first of all, this album, it just screams gay, and like it's unapologetically gay, and I'm here for what he has to talk about. And also he has some really great dance tracks on that album. Like the title track Night Call is infectious, and so is the track Crave. But then he also has like a couple of like deeper cuts that it's like make you like really think, and it's like I'm glad that we can hear like gay relationships in music like this. Like there is a song called Reflection I really enjoy on the deluxe side of the album, and that really puts in perspective like gay relationships and like I guess scenarios basically that I would see or would want to hear about in music. Number 4, Chris Brown with his Breezy album. Really enjoyed that album a lot. It is a newer album that just released about a month ago, like not a month ago, a couple of weeks back, and he really did his thing. Like quintessential R&B, like he gave a nice little 20-something track album. It was something you can listen to. It was, I would say, more cohesive than his last project. But like I would say there's not really an album that I've heard from Chris Brown where he doesn't knock it out of the park. Like that man does great music and he has an ear for crazy sounds. So I'm here for that. Like the song, I would say Psychic, the song Sex Memories with Ella May, and then I want to say another song called Forbidden. Those songs were great. Definitely some of my favorite tracks on that. So the number 3 spot goes to Becky Hill with her deluxe album Only Honest on the Weekend. Really enjoyed that album. Technically, that album, the standard version did come out in 2021, but she released the deluxe version in March of 2022. In March of 2022. So I'm definitely counting that album because I've just become infatuated with it, and I did discover it this year. So my list, I'm counting it. And her tracks, like, I don't know what it is, but like her tracks are something different. Like it's like type of house or dance music, and then her lyrics, like if you put like sad lyrics or breakup lyrics behind a great dance beat, you got me every single time, because all I want to do is cry and be on the dance floor. So that's definitely a really great album that I think everyone should check out. Some standout tracks on that album: Better Off Without You, Heaven on My Mind, and Through the Night are some of my standout tracks on that album. And then on the deluxe side, she did have the song Space, which was really great. All right, then we're gonna get into the top two. Number two is The Weeknd with Dawn FM. Like, that man is on a roll with albums lately. Ever since he released Starboy, 2017, he's been on a roll. Like, he's just been knocking it out of the park with album after album. And I didn't know how he was gonna follow up with After Hours, because After Hours was such an immaculate album. But the story told on this, and then like having Jim Carrey as the narrator of, like, I guess this love purgatory was amazing. There's like nothing, like, this is a story. You want a story told through an album. It would engulf you. That's a story from beginning to end, and it's just amazing. I want to say standout tracks are definitely Best Friend, Is There Someone Else, and Sacrifice is a certified bop, but also Less Than Zero is the best song on the entire album, hands down. There's no argument. Sorry, argue with your mom, not me. Less Than Zero is just, that's just crazy. To number one, I know this is gonna make some people mad. That is okay. Again, not my list. So number one is Drake with Honestly Nevermind. Definitely, that is just a banger album. There's not one song on that album where I'm not trying to get my groove, or even the Jimmy Crooks song as well. Like, the only hip hop track on that album, it was amazing. And every time I listen to it, I have to listen to it through and through. The fact that it's not that long and all the songs sound similar and related, but not the same and not repetitive. So I really enjoyed that he took this leap and that he made something new and something creative. I really enjoyed everything about this album, to be honest. Standout tracks is probably had to be A Keeper, Currents, and I want to say Flights Booked. Those are like the top tier tracks, but literally the whole album to me, I listen to it through and through every time. So those are my top 10 albums of 2022, the first 6 months. So you guys go ahead and let me know what you guys think about the list. What are your favorite albums? Go ahead and like the video, subscribe, share it, and stay tuned to the next video. Bye.